And I'm back in Central Belize prison. It's been 5 days. I spent the last 5 days in Punta Gorda for my court hearing regarding my immigration paperwork. My lawyer that my cousin hired, Mr. Neal, has paid my immigration fee literally at the very last moment. But they were going to go ahead and let me come back to Central Belize prison regardless because they knew it was coming. Um, Based off phone conversations with my lawyer and the court clerk being present during those phone calls. I wrote in my journal, I wish you bad luck. Humility, surrender, obedience, and brokenness are precious virtues in the sight of our Lord. I wrote, well, after yesterday, I feel broken, I feel lost, and I surrender fully. I'm going back to the U.S., very unsure what is to come. I have a family court case that is still with the same questionable judge that was blatantly violating my due process rights since since May of 2023. And I just got some bad news about my mother. Lo and behold, I found out that while I've been away, my mother hasn't been getting any help from any family or friends. And she reassured me when I first got back in touch with her, when I was first able to contact her in Central Belize prison, maybe 30 days prior. I immediately asked her, are you okay? Do you have stable housing? Is family or friends helping you? And she unfortunately told me yes. It turned out, now that I'm 10 days away from coming back to the US, I had my cousin inform me he doesn't think that my mother is getting any help. So he calls her on three-way with me on the phone and asks my mom to tell the truth. How is she doing? Lo and behold, my mother's been struggling. There's a whole family drama situation going on where the home that she had lived in for 40 years was forcefully sold by her siblings a year prior. And they were all aware that I wasn't in the best situation. I was dealing with domestic violence. I was in a safe house with my daughter. There was no helping anyone or bringing anyone to my apartment. My apartment was a safe space only for me and my daughter and I. I wasn't even allowed to share my address. My address doesn't quote unquote exist. And yet, even though that my family knew that I was going through a very contentious court case and dealing with litigation abuse and dealing with domestic violence and had a newborn on my own, they forcefully took my mother to court. I believe it's called probate court. And all my mother's siblings and their children, and let me point out, everyone has a home. Everyone has transportation. Most people have a partner. They have their basic needs met. They're stable and safe. And even one of my mother's brothers lived 15 minutes from the home that my mom had lived in for 40 years. And his son and his wife and children had a home approximately 20 minutes from where my mother was residing. Yet, they forcibly took my mom to court, forced the sale on the house, and then not only that, only gave my mother 30 days to move out of a house that she had lived in for 40 years. 40 years. So you can imagine all the kids' stuff, the cousins, all the toys, all the the mementos, all the art, the plants, the furniture, all the clothes, like everything. It was a house that my grandparents had lived in and my mother had raised me in. And then my mother was supposed to stay in that house, but my family had other options on their mind. And so as a result, my mom was left without any help. She was kicked out. She wasn't given her portion of the sale of the house, and she was just left desolate. And while I was gone, I was under the understanding that there were family and friends helping her, but it turned out no one was helping her. And everyone knew what was going on with me and my daughter. They knew we weren't around. They knew my mom was completely on her own, and no one helps her. No one. No one was helping her. And I was coming back to the US to that. Yeah. Day 42 in a third world country. It's family day today at Central Belize Prison. It's May 17th, 2025. It's a Saturday. At 5:36 a.m., I wake up. No, at 5:36 a.m., I write in my journal that I woke up at 2 a.m. every single night for the last few weeks. And every single night, or maybe you would call it early morning, for the last few weeks, my mind, my dreams are filled with chaos, concerns, worry. I wrote, I don't feel like I have a choice. That is what pops in my mind when options arise that I don't think is the best. And when I pick that option, my life seems to be filled with even more challenges. So what are going to be the right choices in the near future when I walk back onto the US soil? And how am I going to go about this? Am I going to continue to feel like my boundaries, I cannot establish my boundaries, I cannot stay firm to my boundaries? Am I going to find myself continually in these positions where I have to make a choice on something that goes against my morals, my ethics? What do? I want justice. I want Izzy and the corrupt players in my family court case to be held accountable for their behavior. I want my baby girl back. I want to live in a safe, healthy environment. I want a career that helps my community, that works towards justice, works towards reform, and promotes healing. Day 43 in a third world prison. It's May 18th, 2025. It's a Sunday. I miss Makita. At night, I envision her face and talk to her. I hope she senses I'm with her in spirit. Mommy loves you, Makita. You are a divine gift from God. Makita, I adore you. You are my angel. I imagine holding her little face and just kissing her all over her face. I'm worried. What are the next steps? What am I going to do when I get back to the US in less than 10 days?